afternoon, guys. Bruno here at Bruno's Classic Car Garage. Still plugging away on this Buick here. Got this console, starting to do some assembly on the console. Kind of took the center console here with the gauges and all that apart. Got all that done, cleaned up, and repainted all the insides and everything else. And put that back together. So now I'm just kind of scrambling to get all these other components inside here. I just wanted to give you guys a little insight as to what goes on here when we're doing assembly and stuff. If some of you guys aren't familiar with this process, I mean, for example, I take this cluster, the housing here from upstairs, to just kind of wash it and see what it looks like. And of course there's cracks all in here. It's all broken here. You see I had to do some repairs. It was broken down here. This piece was actually broke off. You know, so then I got to start fixing that up. You know, and obviously I had to prep everything to get all the black painted in here. And that's not just spray bomb stuff either. That's base clear with the matte clear going on it, so it's actually going to be a lot more durable, which is what you guys should be using if you can. If not, I guess you resort to a spray bomb, but the automotive stuff is way better. Anyway, so as you can see here, I got a few things laid out here. I went upstairs, took out a bag, looking for the rest of the parts there. It says dash stuff and dash screws. So I unload the bag here and see what I got. And obviously all these rusty screws and stuff, whatever, none of this stuff's going to get reused. It's garbage. Then I've got the clock here. Look at the clock. So now I've got to recondition this clock before I put it in. And nice thing is, it looks like it was painted that blue color like is what's on the dash there on the back. That's kind of the color that this thing was. So I gotta, you know, I gotta clean that up and get that done and painted. And then kind of sort through everything else. The same process for everything, right? Guys got to assess all the parts here before you start putting stuff together. You know, I got everything marked here. You have to mark stuff because you will never know. Like, how would you know this is a defroster switch? You know what I mean? You'd have to go through the plugs and see where the plugs are at. You know, obviously, you know, there's probably only going to be one plug, but you still got to, it's just, you got to mark stuff. You know, then I found the wiper. See the wiper switch here? It's missing the button here. So now I got to locate, I got to get a new wiper switch. Just, you know, stupid, meticulous stuff like that. And then I've got the square, this is my square body here that I took apart a couple months back. And as you can see, I've got 3 boxes there of bagged and tagged components all in there. And they're all, like, even inside the bag, some of them have parts that are actually labeled. You know, you don't do that, you're looking for trouble down the road. It's going to take you, you know, an eternity to put anything together. You know, but the car's coming there now. I want to get the cluster done so I can start plugging in all these wires here until I eventually run out of plugs. Then I know that's done. I can start, you know, doing the headliner and that kind of thing. So the heater box is in, all that stuff. It looks fantastic. But I'll show you upstairs when I disassemble stuff. It usually goes upstairs, but I've got so many parts now because I'm assembling. I'm just kind of, see, like, here's a door panel, for example. I'm gonna have to take the trim off, take the carpet off. Obviously I need a new carpet there. Take all that stuff off. I'm gonna have to clean this panel up, prep it, and I'm gonna have to paint it, you know, with the right process of doing that. Some people call it dye, but it's not dye, it's paint. But you got to put an adhesion promoter on there, which actually will bite in and sort of melt the plastic, and then you put your paint on. It's basically base coat. Put the base coat on, put a low gloss matte clear on it, and it'll look fantastic. But that's kind of the process. And then the armrests here, I got to redo these all too. The ones that go on top here, they're all chewed up on the edges. So like every little piece that guy's got to go through, like literally every single piece. I'll take you guys upstairs here. Don't mind the mess. There's a lot going on up here. Well, yeah, as you can see, there's the seats there for the Buick. This is all square body stuff here. All that kind of stuff. So this is where I've got a lot of parts here for the Buick. This is stuff here. I've got stuff that I've got painted here quite a while back when I disassembled. I painted a lot of stuff before I kind of put it away. That way it just kind of got done. You know, like all those drawers are filled. That room is filled with parts. You know, stuff hanging up over there. So there's all kinds of stuff. You know, got a box of weather stripping there. So, yeah. Look at all the lights we had to go through to get two nice ones. Isn't that crazy? For the back tail lights. But as you can see, parts. Got parts everywhere hanging up. Interior stuff. Bumper's done. I had this bumper, had the owner bring it so I can kind of fit it on the back of the car before I painted it. And as you can see here, I've got, I mean, I've already took out a bunch of bags already here, but you can see all the bags here. You know, and a guy's got to literally go through every single bag and either recondition whatever's in there or buy new stuff, right? Like for instance, this one here says left and right wheel well hardware. So this obviously is a little bracket here, little plate with all the bolts and whatnot. So every bolt in here, these plates are going to have to be sandblasted and coated, or I'm going to probably put some zinc plating on here or something like that. But all that kind of stuff, right? Like here's one here, left headlight parts. So what do we got in here? We've got a little bracket there. So again, I'm going to have to recondition the bracket, and whatever hardware's in there has to get replaced. You know, so every little thing. You know, here's one here. So here we got rad support, headlight hardware, hood bumpers, rad rubber insulators. You know, so this is all rad support stuff. And again, all this stuff, 90% of it's going to get replaced because it's all rusted. Some of the plastic stuff, a guy can clean them up and paint, or just clean them up and put them on. But anything that's steel, it's all rusted. You know, here's the trunk latch here. This actually looks pretty damn good. I think I might be able just to clean that up and, you know, be able to put that on. But here's the panels for the back on the inside, like the armrest panel there. Look how rusty it is in there. So, you know, I got to clean that up. I'm going to coat that inside there, you know. Yeah, you don't see it, but, and see here, this is how the car was. It's all black mold everywhere. So I'm going to have to clean this up. You know, so that's kind of what happens when you start putting stuff together. And as you can see, I've got some containers here that are starting to finally empty out because I'm, you know, been assembling some parts. But yeah, it's just crazy. And then I've got that that panel there for the back there. See the defroster goes in there. What the hell is that called now? I can't remember the name of that stupid thing. Anyways, so I'm going to have to go through that. That's actually in not bad shape. You cannot buy those for this car, so I'm going to have to recondition that one. You know, so it just takes such a long time to do stuff. Just kind of doing this so people kind of have an understanding. Like you can't just you know, take something out of a box and put it on. It just doesn't work that way. You know, otherwise, what's the point of doing a restoration? I mean, a restoration is literally every single piece has to get done. You know, like either painted, reconditioned, plated, whatever, replaced, all that kind of stuff. And we actually have a pretty nice dashboard here for the Buick. Like, look at that thing. It's got a little bit of a kink in there, but there's no cracks or nothing. So this dash is actually quite nice. It's got a few scuff marks on it. This dash has been off before because it's missing a bracket on one of the sides that kind of lock it in. Maybe it was that side, I'm not sure. You know. So, and then I got to take that off here. clean that up and all that. What, you know, just like I say, every little piece, right? So there it is, guys. I just wanted to, you know, kind of show you that and go through that. Just maybe give people a little bit of a better understanding. You know, because, you know, some of the customers, they don't get it, right? You bring a car in, you're at a stage sometimes where, especially this assembly stage, when you're doing what I'm doing right now, you know, the car doesn't really change, and, you know, a guy could have a couple hundred hours of just doing this kind of stuff, right? Disassembly, not disassembly, like the assembly part of it, you know, and then you got to do the wiring, got to go through the wiring harnesses, you got to clean those all up. As you can see, I got them marked, but they have to be all cleaned up. A lot of it has to be rewrapped, you know, go through it, make sure they're all good. And, you know, like this door here, the wiring is shorted out, and I got to fix that. Had to fix the harness that was in the trunk for the tail light harness. Had to replace a section, you know, just stuff like that, because the owner before kind of took two wires, must have put a new pigtail on, and he just twisted the wires together, and the wire was corroded for about like a foot, right? So I had to replace that, take the wires, the pins out of the pigtail, resolder everything. You know, that stuff just eats up time. Like, it's just, sometimes you just feel like you're working and you got nothing going on. Like, you just feel like you're not accomplishing anything. I mean, you are, but it's painstakingly long. So it's just one of those things where you just got to keep plugging away one little piece at a time, right? So I got all this done. This looks nice, see? I got to replace those little bolts there. Those are the original ones, or I might plate those, because I don't think I can buy those. I'm going to have to look into that, because some of them are rusty, these ones here. So I got to do those. The motor's all done. See, everything is sealed. So yeah, kind of hoping I can get the motor in here, you know, in the next week or so. And, you know, then I can get the springs. I got to put the coil springs in yet, but need some weight on the car here. So there's a ways to go here yet, but anyways, that's kind of the video for today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I'll keep plugging away here. All right, guys, have a good day.